here has heard of The Wizard of Oz? Anybody? Great. So this is also the 112th anniversary. 112 years ago, Frank Baum wrote this book back in 1900. And he wrote it because he loved children, and he had this story in his head that he loved to tell. There's legends of him sitting in Chicago, in the parks in Chicago, telling the neighborhood kids stories, and it coming to life with all of these strange, wonderful characters. It had been made into various renditions of silent movies and other things. There was even a staged adaptation that had been created. But the most memorable adaptation of this already incredible children's classic appeared in 1939, and it was the movie that we all know today. What's really amazing and interesting to notice is that when the movie first came out, it did okay. It's now one of our top 100 movies of all time, and it's something that most people will know in some form or another, no matter what age you are. So the movie came out in 1939, and it did okay, and the Lux Radio Theatre was around at that time, and their contribution was to bring back movies that people might have missed in the theaters or saw but wanted to see again. Because back in those days, they didn't have DVD and on-demand and cable and all these things. So if you missed the movie, that was it. Occasionally, movies got re-released in the movie theaters, and that's what happened in 1949. They re-released The Wizard of Oz in the theaters, and that created a resurgence of interest, and the Lux Radio Theatre decided to pick it up for their Christmas show in 1950. So you're going to hear references to Christmas. Don't be confused. It was originally done during Christmas time, and we're just going to keep it as exact as we could. We are making one little change, though. We thought if we're going to do like old style and original things, we're actually pulling in original lyrics for one of the songs that would never even made it to the movie. But we actually, one of our cast members uncovered the original lyrics and said, could we put these in? So we're adding it to the song to make it a little bit longer. See if you can pick out which song it is that has new lyrics. But they were the original lyrics written way back in like 1938 and 39. As Jill said, we are raising money in charity for different local charities, and this month it is for the Hepzibah Foundation. So please, as we're doing this show for children to help with imagination and enjoyment, and it's also about finding your own brains, your own courage, and your own heart. And this is where you get to express and share that on your way out. Other than that, thank you all for coming. As we hear all the time, we try to recreate these as close as possible to how it was done back in the old days, with the original voices, the lyrics, the lines, the script, and the sound effects and the music, and even a flying cow. So while you are listening, you might pretend that you are one of those who had the fortune of being in that live studio audience as they watch their favorite performers do their thing. Or perhaps you just might wish to sit back, close your eyes, and imagine that you are sitting back in your own living room in front of the Philco radio with your family all huddled around, waiting anxiously for your favorite show to begin. And then you hear the announcer come on and say, "Join us as we take you back to those thrilling days of yesteryear."
Lux presents Hollywood. Lever Brothers Company, the makers of Lux Toilet Soap, bring you the Lux Radio Theatre, starring Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz. Ladies and gentlemen, your producer, Mr. William Keeley.
Holiday greetings from Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. I trust you've all had a perfect Christmas, wonderful presents, too much dinner, and lots of merry company. But sometime during the day, I'm sure you've said, Christmas really belongs to the children. And so, before they have to leave their toys and cowboy suits, we want to tell them a story. And you'll want to listen too, because it's The Wizard of Oz. One of those wonderful Oz books that we've all loved since they were written by L. Frank Baum 50 years ago. Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer turned The Wizard of Oz into a film classic, and a lovely little singer into a star. One of the most talented stars in Hollywood, Judy Garland. Audiences had asked that it be brought back again and again to be entranced by Judy's performance and those fascinating Oz characters. the Scarecrow, the Tin Woodman, the Cowardly Lion, and the delightful little people, the Munchkins. Now, it's off to The Wizard of Oz, starring Judy Garland as Dorothy. This is the story of a girl named Dorothy, who lives with her aunt and uncle on a farm, way out in Kansas. Her dearest friend is her dog, Toto. But Dorothy has other friends, too. The farm hands, for instance, Zeke and Hunk and Hickory.
Hey, what's your hurry, honey? What's wrong?
It's Toto, Hickory, Toto.
Toto? Something wrong with that dog, but it looks just fine to me.
Oh, he is, Zeke, but he almost wasn't. Miss Gulch hit him just because he gets in her garden and chases her nasty old cat.
Oh, sure, honey, sure. Only we're busy. See, I got them hogs to get in.
Now look, Dorothy, you just ain't using your head about Miss Gulch. You think you didn't have a brain at all.
Hunk, I have so got brains.
Well, use them then. When you're walking home with Toto, just keep away from Miss Gulch's place. Your head ain't made of straw, you know.
Gosh, Dorothy, that Miss Gulch ain't nobody to be afraid of. Have a little courage, that's all.
Courage, Zeke?
Sure, you know, like me.
Well, look who's talking. You? Courage?
But there ain't a man in the county scares easier than you.
Well, that's a fine thing to say.
Hey, look out, Zeke. That pig's gonna bite you.
What pig? Help!
You see what I mean?
Cut that out. Scaring a man half to death like that.
Here now, what's all this jabberwocking when there's things to be done?
It's about Toto, Annie Ann. Miss Gulch says she is going to go and get the sheriff.
Well, I saw you and Hickory were supposed to be fixing that wagon.
We are, Miss Gale. Hand me that wrench, Hickory.
And feed them hogs, Zeke, before they work themselves into anemia.
Yes, ma'am.
Now then, child, what's your trouble?
Annie Ann, really? Do you know what Miss Gulch said she was going to do to Toto? She said she was...
There you go again, imagining things. You know you always get yourself into a fret over nothing.
Oh, but this
Now,
time...
you just help us all out this afternoon. Find yourself a place where you won't get into any trouble. I gotta get back to the house.
Yes, Annie Ann. Come on, Toto. Do you suppose there is such a place, Toto, where there isn't any trouble? There must be. Not a place you can get to by a boat or a train, but it's far, far away. Behind the moon, beyond the rain. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I've heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, birds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh why can't
Hold on a second, Miss Gulch. Surely you don't mean that. Why,
That dog is a menace to the community. I'm taking that animal to the sheriff and make sure he's destroyed.
Destroyed? Oh no, please, you mustn't!
Why, honey, we didn't know you were there.
Toto didn't know he was doing anything wrong. I'm the one who ought to be punished, Uncle Henry. I let him go in her garden.
There's a law protecting folks against animals like that.
No, please!
we can't go against the law, Dorothy.
Now you're being smart. Give him to me.
No, I won't let you take him, I won't! You're a witch! A wicked old witch!
Dorothy!
Oh, please, Oh, you know he's gone. You know Miss Gulch took him away.
I know something else too, honey. Toto must have jumped out of her basket and run right back home because there's a little brown and white dog looking all over for you.
Oh, Toto! Toto, you're back! Toto! You came back to me, Toto! Oh, I thought you were dead. They'll be coming after you. Miss Gulch and the sheriff, maybe. Well, we've got to run away. Now, Toto, where no one will ever find us or take you away again! Yes, Toto, we've got to run away! It's getting dark, Toto. I think maybe there's a storm coming. But we'll just keep going, won't we? We're not afraid. It's just like Zeke said. Courage. I see what you mean. A wagon. A horse and a wagon and a man. And there's a big sign on the wagon. Wait, I think I can see what it says. Professor Marvel, acclaimed by the crowned heads of Europe. Let him read your past, present, and future in his crystal.
Well, who might you be?
I guess it's all right, Toto. He looks like a nice man.
Well, if you're not going to tell me who you are, suppose I tell you.
But how can he?
Professor Marvel knows all, tells all. Your past, present, and future for 25 cents, a quarter of a dollar, 2 bits if you prefer.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I don't think I can afford that.
Oh. So your name's Dorothy, is it?
How did you know that?
Well, on the one hand, perhaps I saw you in my crystal. And on the other hand, perhaps a fellow named Zeke passed by a while ago looking for you.
Oh, I see.
But don't you think for 1 minute I couldn't have figured it out for myself. Why, Professor Marvel and his magic crystal have amazed royalty and peasantry alike, the world over.
Oh, please, Professor, can't we go with you and see all the crowned heads of Europe?
Oh, do you know any? Oh, you mean the sign on my wagon.
I don't suppose you could take just a little look into your magic crystal for me. But for nothing, I mean.
Matter of fact, young lady, I already have. Oh, just practicing, you understand? And you know what I saw?
What?
A woman. Tears in her eyes. Careworn. A woman looking for someone. And her name is...
Ariel?
Kindly allow me to supply the answers. Her name is Hattia. Someone has almost broken her heart.
Me?
Well, it's someone she loves very much. And then just before the crystal went dark, I saw her put her hand over her heart and drop down on the floor.
Oh, no. You don't suppose she could really be sick, do you? Oh, I've got to get home right away.
Go home? But I thought you were going along with me.
But I've got to get to her right away. Toto! Come on, Toto, we're going. Goodbye, Professor, and thank you.
Don't waste any time. There's a windstorm blowing up. Oh, poor little kid. I hope she gets home all right.
There's nothing in the house, Toto. I can't find anybody. The storm's up, that's where they are. Oh, the house is blowing away. Toto, look out! Look out! Toto! Where are we? What's happening? We're in the house, but the house is up in the air. Everything's moving, everything's rushing through the sky. Bombs and rockets, and there goes our old chicken roost. Toto, we're caught up in the cyclone. We're right up in the middle of the cyclone. Look, there's old Mr. Gallagher in his rowboat. Mr. Gallagher!
Howdy, Miss Dorothy. Kinda breezy, ain't it?
And Uncle Henry's heifer. Bossy! I don't know what I said, Miss Noel. Things are flying around so fast that I can hardly... must have bounced out when we landed. But what place is this? I have a feeling we're being watched. I have another feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. We must be over the rainbow. Toto, look! There's a big bubble coming down the street, and there's someone inside it. A lady. And she's stepping out of it. Oh, now I know we're not in Kansas anymore.
Tell me, please, are you a good witch or a bad witch?
For me? Oh, I'm not a witch at all. I'm Dorothy Gale from Kansas.
Oh, well, I'm a little muddled. The Munchkins just summoned me because...
The Munchkins?
Oh, you happen to be standing in the very center of the village, you know.
And they sent for you?
Because some new witch just dropped a house on the Wicked Witch of the East. See? Over there.
Oh, but that's our farmhouse from Kansas.
Now, look where I point my wand.
2 red slippers.
Exactly. 2 red slippers protruding from under the farmhouse. All that's left of the Wicked Witch of the East. And since it's your farmhouse, obviously you are responsible. Oh, you've made the Munchkins very happy, my dear.
If you please, what are Munchkins?
The little people who live in this land. It's Munchkin land, and you are now the national heroine.
And who are you?
Why, I'm Glinda, of course, the Witch of the North.
Witch? But you're beautiful.
Thank you. You see, only bad witches are ugly, and I'm a very good witch. Now, suppose I call the Munchkins. Come out, wherever you are, and meet the young lady who fell from the star. She fell from the sky, she fell very far, and hers, she said, is the name of the star. Hello, Munchkins. Have you nothing to say to her? Where's the mayor? Oh, there you are.
First of all, Mr. Theodore, floral that tribute yet.
Oh, what beautiful flowers. Oh, thank you, thank you.
There will, of course, be a parade and general celebration with a brass band and a regiment of cavalry. Meanwhile, on the joyous news, we spread the wicked old wicked happy day. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Witch, oh witch, the wicked witch. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. Ding dong, you see me dance, but your eyes there's a pen. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. She's on there, now let's go below. Below, yo ho. Let's up and sing, and ring the bells of ding dong, the merry o. Sing it on, sing it go, ring it go, the wicked witch is dead. Smell, a fire is smell. The witch is coming, the wicked witch.
I thought you said she was dead.
She is dead. This one on the broomstick is her sister, the Wicked Witch of the West.
And she's even worse than the other one.
Silence! I demand silence!
It's Miss Gulch. That's who it is, Miss Gulch.
Hard of hearing, aren't you? I said silence! Now then, who killed my sister? Was it you?
No, it was an accident. I didn't mean to kill anyone.
Well, my little pretty, I can cause accidents too.
Aren't you forgetting the ruby slippers?
The slippers. My sister's slippers. There they are, still on her feet over there. Well, I'll just take them.
Just a moment, please. Ruby slippers, slippers red, beneath the feet of she who's dead. I summon my authority and bid you serve Miss Dorothy.
The slippers! What are you doing to them?
Oh, now they're on my feet.
You give them back to me.
Never. There they are, and there they'll stay.
You nasty little girl. They're of no use to you.
Don't be frightened of it, darling.
You keep out of this, Glinda, or I'll fix you as well.
Rubbish! You have no power here. Be gone before somebody drops a house on you, too.
Oh. Very well. I'll bide my time. As for you, my fine lady.
Well, you heard what she said. Be gone.
I'll get you yet, my pretty. And your little dog, too. Away, broomstick! Away!
anything to get out of Oz, but how? Which is the way back to Kansas?
Kansas? Well, the only person who might know would be the great and wonderful Wizard of Oz himself.
The Wizard of Oz? Is he good or is he wicked?
Oh, very good, but very mysterious. He lives far off in the Emerald City. Did you by any chance bring your broomstick with you?
Oh, no, I'm afraid I didn't.
Then you'll have to walk. The Munchkins will see you safely to the border. And remember, never let those ruby slippers off of your feet, or you will be at the mercy of the Wicked Witch of the West.
But how do I start for Emerald City?
All you do is follow the yellow brick road. Help the Munchkins, the yellow brick road.
Helpers, attention! Follow the yellow brick road.
Follow the yellow brick road.
Follow the yellow brick road.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We hear the ants always walk in, and everyone is the Oz.
If ever am I wrong, is there was
The Wizard of Oz is not because the wonderful things he does. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
In a few moments, we'll bring you Act 2 of The Wizard of Oz. And now, here's our Hollywood reporter, Libby Collins, to give us the Lux Radio Theatre movie news of the week.
Tonight, John, it's the new Howard Hughes production Vendetta, starring a lovely newcomer to Hollywood. She's Faith Donahue, and she's been given just the role her exotic beauty calls for. This RKO picture tells the story of a family feud in old-time Corsica, and Faith plays the girl who vows to avenge her father's murder.
Quite an intense melodrama, Libby. Isn't that a terrific set they built for the dueling scene?
Oh, yes, indeed. No California landscape could quite convey the bleakness of that wild Corsican country. So they built the whole thing on a soundstage. Faith Donahue is photographed in dark costumes throughout. Of course, they set off her startling beauty all the more.
There's a highly dramatic, exciting quality about her acting, too.
Well, she's quite a perfectionist, you know. Spent years of study before attempting her first screen role. And John, Faith Donahue, is a perfectionist about beauty, too. Naturally, her skin has a look soft and smooth in the close-up. That's why she depends on daily facials with Lux toilet soap. She says it's the care that really works.
Lux soap is just right to protect delicate skin. No wonder so many famous stars say they wouldn't be without this gentle soap.
Yes, John. Active lather does wonders for the skin. It's so easy to take a Lux soap facial, too. You just smooth the rich lather in, rinse with warm water, follow with a quick cold rinse, and pat with a soft towel to dry. It works like a charm to give your complexion quick, new beauty.
Yes, Libby, that's a tip for smart women everywhere. For thorough protecting care, there's nothing finer than Lux toilet soap. When you see Faith Donahue in Holly Hughes' exciting new picture, Vendetta, notice the smooth perfection of her skin. You'll want to try her daily active lather facials. So why not get Hollywood's own beauty soap tomorrow? Remember, 9 out of 10 screen stars use fragrant white Lux toilet soap. Now, Mr. William Keeley, our producer.
Act 2 of The Wizard of Oz, starring Judy Garland as Dorothy. With the magic slippers on her feet, her dog Toto at her heels, and the little munchkins marching on ahead, Dorothy is on her way to the Wizard of Oz. They've reached the border of Munchkinland, and the little people have waved goodbye and disappeared.
Well, Toto, now what? We're still on the yellow brick road, but now it goes in 2 different directions. Which way do we go?
Pardon me, but that way is a very nice way.
Who said that? Oh, don't be silly, Toto. That's just a scarecrow in the cornfields. Scarecrows don't talk.
On the other hand, that way is very pleasant also.
Why, he did talk.
Is there anything so unusual about that?
Why, yes, there is. And why do you shake your head? I mean, both yes and no at the same time.
Oh, my trouble. I never can make my mind up about anything.
Oh.
The fact is, I haven't got a brain. Take a look at my head. You see? There's straw. Just straw like the rest of me.
But how can you talk if you don't have a brain?
Some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
Yes, I guess you're right.
Well, what's he doing? Your dog?
Toto? Why, he's licking your hand.
Oh, that's what I thought. I guess I don't scare him, huh?
Oh, no, of course not.
I can't even scare a crow. They come from miles around to pick at my straw for their nests. It's not at all flattering. I'm a failure just because I haven't got a brain.
Well, what would you do with a brain if you had one?
Do? Why, if I had a brain, I could while away the hours, confer it with the flowers, consult it with the rain. And my head I'd be scratching while my thoughts were busy hatching if I only had a brain. I'd unravel every riddle for every individual in trouble or in pain.
With the thoughts you'll be thinking, you could be another Lincoln if you only had a brain.
Oh, why? Could tell you why. The ocean's near the shore. I could think of things I never thought before. And then I'd sit and think some more. I would not be just a nothing, my head all full of stuffing, my heart all full of pain. Then perhaps I'll desert you and be even worthy of you if I only had a brain.
Just imagine a scarecrow singing and dancing. Why, if our scarecrow back in Kansas could do that.
What's Kansas?
That's where Toto and I come from. And I want to get back there so badly that I'm going all the way to the Emerald City to get the Wizard of Oz to help me.
The wizard? Do you think if I went along, he could give me some brains, maybe?
Oh, I think you'd better stay here. I've got a witch mad at me and you might get into trouble.
Oh, but I'm not afraid of a witch. I'm not afraid of anything. Oh, except maybe a lighted match.
Oh, well, since you made out of straw, I can hardly blame you for that.
Won't you take me with you, please?
Oh, of course I will, gladly.
Hooray! I'm gonna leave the cornfield!
And see your wizard, I hope.
Well, what are we waiting for? We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We hear he is a wizard, a wizard, a wizard of Oz.
Scarecrow? Do you see what I see?
Well, not knowing what you see, how can I say that what I see is what you... Oh, wait a minute. Look, over there.
That's just what I mean, at the edge of the forest.
It's a man made out of tin, and holding an axe. Come on, Dorothy.
Oh, be careful, please. You too, Toto.
Look here, on the grass, an oil can.
Oil can. Did you say something?
No, he did.
Oil can. He said oil can. He wants me to oil him.
My mouth? He said his mouth.
All right, just a minute now.
Oh my goodness. Oh, joy. Oh, bliss. I can talk again. I can talk. Oh, my arms, please. Oh, my elbows. Oh, that's wonderful, wonderful.
Am I doing it right?
Oh, yes. Oh, what a relief. I've held this axe up for ages.
Oh, but my goodness. How did you ever get like this in the first place?
Oh, about a year ago, I was chopping that tree when suddenly it began to rain. I rusted so solid, I haven't been able to move since.
Well, you're perfect now.
Perfect. Just bang on my chest if you think I'm perfect. Go ahead, bang on it.
Beautiful. What an echo.
You see, empty. The tinsmith forgot to give me a heart.
No heart?
No heart.
Oh.
All hollow. And believe me, not having a heart, well, presents problems. When a man's an empty kettle, he should be on his mettle, and yet I'm torn apart. Just because I'm presuming that I could be kind of human if I only had a heart. I'd be tender, I'd be gentle, and awful sentimental regarding love and art. I'd be friends with the sparrows and the boy who shoots the arrows if I only had a heart. Picture me about honey, a puff of voice sings low.
Wherefore art thou, Romeo?
I hear a beat. How sweet, just to register emotion, jealousy, devotion, and really feel it hard. I'd stay young, I'd stay chipper, and I'd lock it with a zipper if I only had a heart.
I certainly see what you mean.
You always mean you and him when I was singing.
Well, we were just wondering if you'd care to go with us to Emerald City. Then you could ask the Wizard of Oz for a heart.
Oh, but suppose he wouldn't give me one when we got there.
Oh, but he will. He must. We've come such a long way already.
Ah, you call that long, my pretty? Why, you've just begun.
Who's that? Who's laughing?
The witch! The wicked witch!
Well, my two fine gentlemen, helping the little lady along, are you? Well, stay away from her.
Oh, yeah?
I'll stuff a mattress with you, straw man. And you, I'll use that tin carcass for a beehive.
Gosh, what a witch.
Want to play ball, Scarecrow? Well, here, catch!
Oh, no! Look out! It's a ball of fire!
No!
Stand still. I'll stand off the fire with my tin feet. Oh, you can move now.
Much obliged, Tin Woodman.
Oh, yes, we both are.
But I'm not afraid of her. I'll see you get safely to the wizard now, whether I get a brain or not. Stuff a mattress with me. Ha!
And I'll see you reach the wizard whether I get a heart or not.
Oh, you're the best friends anybody ever had. And it's funny, but I feel as if I've known you all the time. You're just like Honk and Hickory. But I couldn't have known you, could I?
I certainly don't see how.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter. We know each other right now, all right?
That's right.
We do.
Then, to Oz.
To Oz.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We hear he is a wizard, never is there was. Does anybody happen to know where we are?
That's easy. We're in a forest.
And I don't like it. It's so dark and creepy. Toto, come back!
He sees something behind that bush.
And so do I.
I think I do too. It's a lion. A lion! And he's coming this way!
Stay where you are. I'll fight you with one paw tied behind my back. I'll fight you standing on one foot. Let's stand up and fight. Swallow you first, you little peewee dog.
Well, shame on you! You let that little dog alone. You let him alone!
What do you have to slap me for? I didn't fight him.
He's crying.
Well, you tried to fight him!
Well, you didn't have to come and hit me, did you? Is my nose bleeding?
Oh, of course not. Goodness, you're nothing but a great big coward.
You're right. I am a coward. I haven't any courage at all.
Do you suppose the wizard can help you too?
Well, I don't see why not. Why don't you come with us, Lion? We're on our way to see the Wizard of Oz, see if the Tin Woodsman a heart.
And give him a brain.
I'm sure he could give you some courage.
Well, wouldn't you feel degraded to be seen in the company of a cowardly lion? I would.
Oh, of course not. Here, you better take my handkerchief.
Thank you. You're being so nice to me.
Oh, now please, stop crying.
I'll try.
But how did you get this way in the first place, Lion?
Well, if you can spare the time, it was like this. You had sad, believing Missy when you're born to be a sissy. without the them and they. But I could shake my habits, nevermore be scared of rabbits if I only had the nerve. I'm afraid there's no denying, I'm just a dandelion, a fate I don't deserve. But I could show my prowess, be a lion, not a mouse, if I only had the nerve. Oh, I'd be in my stride, a king down to the core. I would roar the way I never roared before, and then I'd and roar some more. I would show the dinosaurus was king around the forest, a king they better serve. Why, with my regal Caesar, I could be another Caesar if I only had the nerve. I'd be brave as a blizzard,
I'd be gentle as a lizard,
I'd be clever as a gizzard.
If the wizard is a wizard, who will serve?
And I'm sure to get a brain,
a heart.
A home.
the nerve.
Then let's be on our way without any more delay. That's what I was going to say.
Hooray! We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Here he is, a wizard, a wizard, and a wizard of Oz.
Little do they know, I too was hanging around the forest. I'll still get those ruby slippers, and then my power will be the greatest in Oz. And woe to those who tried to stop me. Hello, broomstick!
Look, everybody, look! The Emerald City. Oh, at last! At last!
Emerald City, huh? Gosh, it's all green.
And those turrets and towers, and look how big it is.
But how do we get in? This wall goes all around everything.
It most certainly does.
Look, at the top of the wall.
Oh, who are you?
That's my question. Who are you?
but if you let us in, we'll be glad to tell you.
Let you in, eh? Well, you look harmless enough. Open the gates of Emerald City!
Oh, we can go in! The gates are opening!
Well, that's the general idea of gates, isn't it? Kindly step forward and state your business.
We want to see the wizard.
The wizard? Oh, but nobody's seen the Great Oz. Nobody's ever seen the Great Oz. Even I've never seen him.
Oh, please! The good witch of the north sent me here.
Prove it.
She's wearing the ruby slippers she gave her. See?
Is she? Well, bust my buttons, so she is.
Then you'll take us to the wizard?
Oh, there you go again. Wizard. Well, yes, of course. Meanwhile, you'd offer to wait and...
I beg your pardon, sir.
Well, what is it now? Good grief, man. Can't you see I'm busy?
You're haunted, sir. The public square.
Who wants me?
The entire population of the city. There's something going on, sir, and I don't like the looks of it.
Well, now, what's everyone so excited about?
Don't you see up there in the sky?
Huh? Well, that's quite a trick, isn't it?
Dorothy, it's skywriting. Letters of black smoke all across the sky.
Oh, what does it say?
It's the Wicked Witch. It says, surrender Dorothy.
Dorothy?
Who's Dorothy?
The wizard will explain it. To the wizard.
Nobody's gonna bother the wizard now. The great and powerful Oz has got the situation well in hand. I hope. So you can all go home. Go on, scatter your drop flies.
But if you please, sir, we want to see the wizard right away.
Certainly not. Not nobody, not no how.
But she's Dorothy.
The witch is Dorothy? No, not even you.
Oh, please, it's the only way I'll ever be able to get home.
Not nobody, not no how.
And Yap was so good to me, and I never appreciated it. Running away, hurting her feelings.
What's that?
Professor Marvel said she was sick. She might be dying, and it's all my fault.
I'll get you to the wizard somehow.
He's crying too.
You see, I had an anti once myself. Oh, this is all highly irregular, but just follow me.
Gosh, he just left us in this chamber. It's so dark and echoey, huh?
He said the wizard would be waiting for us.
closing my eyes. Tell me when it's over.
Silence!
Who was that?
I am Oz, the great and powerful.
But we can't see anybody.
Silence! You shall never see me.
But if you please, we must tell you something.
Nobody ever tells me anything. I know everything. You're a little girl who wants to go home. And you, Tin Man.
Yes, Your Honor.
Clinking and clattering for a heart. And you?
Me? Your wizardry?
A billowing bale of bovine breakfast who begs for brains. And you, Lion.
He's fainted.
Lion, wake up. The wizard will be awfully mad.
Oh, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Frightening a poor cowardly mind like that when he came to you for help.
Silence! The beneficent Oz has every intention of granting your request. But first you must prove worthy.
Oh, we will. We'll do anything.
Very well. Bring me the broomstick of the Wicked Witch of the West.
But if we do that, we'll have to kill her to get it.
Bring me her broomstick and I'll grant your request.
But, what if she kills us first?
Silence! Leave the great gates of Emerald City. Follow the arrows to the haunted forest and head to the witch's castle. Now go! Go! And return, if you can.
The haunted forest? The witch's castle? Well, I guess there's nothing else to do but go.
That's the spirit, Dorothy. Come on, Lion. We're not afraid. We'll get that old broomstick.
And they think I don't know about it. They think they'll take me by surprise. I'll have them in my power. The little girl, her nasty dog, and the magic ruby slippers.
In just a few moments, we'll bring you Act 3 of The Wizard of Oz. I particularly want you to meet our guest for tonight, Paula Stone, writer-producer for MGM Radio Attractions. She'll bring us news of the world from the premiere in Hollywood last night of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's great picture, The Magnificent Yankee. As commentator of the premiere, you interviewed the many stars who attended, didn't you, Paula?
Yes, I did, Mr. Keeley. It was one of the most thrilling evenings I experienced. Over 100 stars were there.
To cheer for Louis Calhern and Anne Harding, of course.
Oh, yes? Everyone was so enthusiastic about the picture. And the superb performance turned in by Louis Calhern as Justice Holmes and Anne Harding as his devoted wife.
There's a picture as rousing as a brass band. The distinguished career of one of our greatest men is presented in the authentic atmosphere of our nation's capital. Why, you actually feel the march of stirring events.
It's an exciting treatment of our recent history, but it's also a beautiful love story.
Yes, indeed. The deep attachment of Justice Holmes for his wife is something to warm the heart. Anne Harding brings dignity and beauty to her role in The Magnificent Yankee.
And she's completely charming, and very lovely, too. Of course, as you might expect, like so many famous stars I interview from time to time, she gives credit to Lux Care for her skin, and just keeping it right for the cameras.
Well, after all, Miss Stone, it's Hollywood's own beauty soap, you know.
Oh, yes, Mr. Kennedy. And Lux soap in the big bath size is just as popular. I know I wouldn't be without it. There's nothing more luxurious after a busy day than a refreshing Lux soap bath.
There's something special about that lather, rich and creamy, even in the hardest waters.
Yes, it leaves skin really fresh, fragrant too, with a nice, delicate perfume.
No wonder screen stars prefer the satin smooth bath cake. Thank you, Miss Paula Stone, for being here tonight. Now here's a shopping hint for the ladies in the audience. Get the generous bath size Lux Toilet Soap tomorrow. Enjoy its luxurious lather and delightful perfume. You'll discover why screen stars say it makes you sure of all-over Lux loveliness. 9 out of 10 famous Hollywood stars use fragrant white Lux Toilet Soap. We pause now for station identification. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The curtain rises on Act 3 of The Wizard of Oz, starring Judy Garland as Dorothy. Well, if Dorothy's ever to get back to Kansas, and if I'm to ever get a brain,
And me a heart,
a big courage, then Dorothy must first get the broomstick of the Wicked Witch and bring it back to the Wizard of Oz. But if the wizard knows everything, the Wicked Witch unfortunately knows quite a lot herself. Now, in her bleak and dismal castle, she gloats over her newly captured prisoner.
Excuse me for laughing, but it was so easy to capture you that I can't help it.
At least my friends got away. Toto, too.
What do I care about them? It's you I wanted. You and the magic ruby slippers. I had every warrior slave in this castle on the watch for you. Now, give me those slippers.
No, the good witch told me not to.
Fool that I am! I should know the slippers will never come off as long as you're alive.
You mean?
Now, how shall I do? I think I'll make up a special batch of poison. Yes, that ought to do it. Some nice, fresh poison.
It's Dorothy's dog! Tin Man, Lion, look!
We're goners now, all right. Show me the witch's soldiers right to our hiding place.
No, he's come to take us to Dorothy, up there in the castle.
We can't fail her now! We can't!
I'll go. Witch and no witch, I'll tear them apart. I'll knock them cold. I may not come out alive, but I'm going in there.
Oh, Lion, that's wonderful.
There's only one thing I want you fellas to do.
What's that?
Cut me out of it.
Oh, no, you don't! Now come what may, we're gonna rescue Dorothy!
All right, Toto, show us the way.
This is the room. Toto sniffed her out.
Dorothy!
Who is it?
It's us. We come to save you. Open the door.
I can't. She's locked me in here.
Tin Man, your axe! Chop down the door!
But that'll make a noise. The guards will be...
Who cares about the guards? We'll save you, Dorothy. We'll save you.
Should be back in a minute. Hurry, please.
Here goes the door. Stand back, Dorothy.
Oh, I knew you'd come. I knew it. And Toto.
Now we'll have you out of this castle before you can say Jack Roll!
Going so soon.
Oh, the witch. The wicked witch.
Fine. My little party's just about to begin. Guards, seize them! Seize them! Thought you were being pretty foxy, huh? Now I've got the whole lot of you. Let's see, how shall I start the fun? You first, Scarecrow. How about another ball of fire?
No, not fire! Help! I'm burning!
I'll help you. There's nothing in water over there.
Water! No! Put down that water!
Oh, thank you, Dorothy. Thank you. The witch, she's melted.
Oh, what a world! What a world! Who would have thought that a good little girl like you would destroy my beautiful wickedness? I'm going fast!
She is gone. Look, nothing but a little steaming puddle.
She's dead. You've killed the Wicked Witch.
But I didn't mean to kill her. I didn't know that water.
You don't understand. Now we're all free. She's enslaved us, but now her spell over all of us is broken. All hail to Dorothy! The Wicked Witch is dead!
Oh, thank you. And if you don't mind, may I please have your broom?
Here, take it with you.
Now we can go back to the wizard.
And tell them the wicked witch is dead.
Onward to Emerald City.
I still can't believe my eyes. You've come back to Emerald City.
We did exactly what the great Oz told us to do. Here's the witch's broomstick.
And now, if you don't mind taking us to the wizard,
Now, you see, he promised us that he...
We promised you the broomstick. Oh, what an unhappy situation.
Unhappy after all that we've been through?
Oh, I'm glad there's nobody else around to hear this.
Hear what?
Oh, little girl, There is no great and powerful Wizard of Oz. That is, I am the Wizard of Oz.
But he spoke to us himself.
I spoke to you. Oh, it was no great trick. A dark room, a few smoke powder. Your own imaginations did the rest.
Why, you humbug!
Exactly.
Oh, you're a very bad man.
Oh, no, my dear. I'm just a very bad wizard.
What about the heart you promised Tin Man?
And Scarecrow's brain.
Oh, well, anyone can have a brain. That's a very mediocre commodity.
Well, I don't have one.
Well, then listen a moment. Back where I come from, we have great universities where men go to become deep thinkers. And when they come out, they know how to think just fine. And with no more brains than you have.
What?
But they have one thing you haven't got. A diploma. Therefore, by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Universitatis Committee Autem et Pluribus Unum, I hereby confer upon you the honorary degree of THD.
THD?
Doctor of Thinkology. A diploma.
Oh, Scarecrow, how wonderful.
But what about me? I'm still a coward, I think.
Of course not. You are merely under the unfortunate delusion that because you run away from danger, you have no courage.
A simple matter of confusing courage with wisdom. Oh, joy! Oh, rapture! I've got a brain!
Back where I come from, Lion, we have men who are called heroes. Yet they have no more courage than you have. But they have one thing that you haven't got. A medal.
Medal?
Therefore, for meritorious conduct and conspicuous bravery against wicked witches, I award you the Triple Cross.
The Triple Cross?
Oh, shucks, good nothing.
You are now a member of the Legion of Courage. Next for you, my galvanized petitioner, you want a heart. You don't know how lucky you are not to have one. Hearts will never be practical until they can be made unbreakable.
Oh, I still want one.
Back where I come from, there are men who do nothing but good deeds all day long. And their hearts are no bigger than yours. They're called philanthropists. But they have one thing that you haven't got. A testimonial.
Testimonial?
Therefore, in consideration of your kindness, I present you with this small token of our esteem and affection.
A heart. It is a heart.
Just remember, a heart is not judged by how much you love, but by how much you are loved by others.
Listen, it ticks. My heart even ticks. But what about Dorothy?
You still want to go back to Kansas,
Oh, I do.
Oh, I wish I could help you, child, but I can't.
You mean I'll never get home?
But it's really rather pleasant here once you get to know the place.
And we want you to stay, Dorothy. You see, we love you. You and Toto.
Oh, I love you too, but what am I to do?
What was that?
Look what's coming.
A bubble. Who's been blowing bubbles around here?
Hey, there's somebody in it.
Oh, it's Glinda. Glinda, the good witch. Oh, help me. Help me.
But you don't need my help, child. You've always had the power to go back to Kansas.
I have?
Then why didn't you tell her before?
Because she wouldn't have believed me. She had to learn by herself.
Have you learned, Dorothy?
Well, I think that it wasn't enough to just want to see Uncle Henry and Auntie Em. And if I ever go looking for my heart's desire again, I won't look any further than my own backyard. Because if it isn't there, I never really lost it to begin with. Is that right?
That's all it is, my dear. Now your magic slippers will take you home in 2 seconds.
Oh, that's too wonderful to be true. Only it's going to be so odd to really say goodbye. And I love you all so much. Goodbye, Tin Man. Oh, don't cry. You'll rust so dreadfully.
Now I know I have a heart. It's breaking.
Goodbye, Lion. I know it isn't right, but I'm going to miss the way you used to holler for help before you found your courage.
I never would have found it if it hadn't been for you.
And Scarecrow, I think I'll miss you most of all.
Goodbye, dear friend.
Are you ready now?
Yes, I'm ready. Say goodbye, Toto.
Now close your eyes and think to yourself, there's no place like home. There's no place like home.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home. home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Dorothy, Dorothy, child, wake up, please wake up.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
It's Auntie Anne, darling.
There's no place
And
like
look,
home.
she's opening her
There's
eyes.
no... Oh, Auntie Anne, it is you.
Yes, darling.
Hello in there. Can I come in? I just dropped by because I heard the little girl got caught up in the cyclone.
Got a bad knock on the head, Professor Marvel, but she's coming around now.
We thought for a minute she was gonna leave us.
We sure had us worried, Dorothy. Why, you remember me, your old pal Hunk.
Oh,
And me, Hickory.
You couldn't forget my face now, could you?
oh, Zeke, I must have been dreaming. I was in a place far away, and you were all there.
We were?
But you couldn't have been, could you?
Oh, we all dream silly things, dear, when we're...
No, Elliot, this was a real, truly live place. And all I kept saying to everybody was, I want to go home. And they sent me home. Oh, Toto, you believe me, even if nobody else does.
Of course we believe you, Dorothy.
Oh, anyway, Toto, we're home. And this is my room. And you're all here. And I'm never going to leave here ever again. Because I love you all. Oh, Auntie Anne, there's no place like home. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, birds fly over the rainbow, wider than all I can die.
Goodbye to the Wizard of Oz, and congratulations to our lovely star, Judy Garland, and those remarkable characters from the Land of Oz. Judy, we can't tell you how much we appreciate you giving up Christmas with your family to appear on the Lux Radio Theatre.
Oh, well, thank you, Bill. But I didn't really. You see, I brought my 4-year-old daughter, Liza. It says 3 in the script, which is really 4.
I'd like to meet her.
Well, I'm afraid you're too late, Cowardly Lion. Liza fell in love with the Scarecrow. He's teaching her to dance.
Where is he? Let him put up his fist. I'll fight him with my paw tied behind my back.
Imagine, only 4 years old and has 2 men fighting over her already.
Well, that's because she's a Lux girl, Bill, just like her mom.
Well, I can see you're bringing her up right, Judy. Now, what are you girls going to do? Go home and eat more turkey?
Oh, no, positively no more today. But I promised Liza if she was a good girl, I'd take her to the movie tomorrow.
Well, why not take her to see Esther Williams in The Pagan Love Song, Metro Goldwyn Mayer's new musical?
Oh, well, that sounds good. Liza loves singing and dancing.
Then be sure she listens in next week, because we'll have another holiday special. 2 of Hollywood's brightest musical comedy stars, Ginger Rogers and George Murphy. And we'll present them in Metro Goldwyn Mayer's recent musical screen success, The Barclays of Broadway.
Oh, well, we won't miss it, Bill. Good night.
This Hollywood star.
One of 3 beautiful sisters. She's written a bestseller book on charm. She's the glamorous mother of 4 lovely daughters.
A glamorous mother of 4?
Uh-huh.
How about Joan Bennett?
Uh-huh, right. And the girls are always as perfectly groomed as Joan herself. Of course, she insists on Lux care for all of their washables as well as her own. Everything from dainty party dresses to 2-year-old Shelley's gay cotton play clothes. Hollywood stars love gentle Lux because it keeps colors new looking so much longer. Take a tip from Joan Bennett. Get a big box of Lux Flakes tomorrow. Give all the children's Christmas washables that lovely Lux look.
Lever Brothers Brothers Company, the makers of Lux Toilet Soap, join me in hoping that you all have a joyous Christmas. And be sure to join us again next Monday night when we present Ginger Rogers and George Murphy in The Barclays of Broadway. This is William Keeley saying goodnight to you from Hollywood.
Our play was adapted by Eckridge Barnett. Our music was directed by Bertie Schrager. Stay tuned for My Friend Irma, which follows over the same stations. This is a CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Thank you all for coming to our wonderful show. We've had a wonderful time recreating this for you. We hope you had a wonderful time traveling somewhere over the rainbow with us. A couple of quick announcements. If you are huge fans of The Wizard of Oz, which we hope you are, on Tuesday, April 17th at the Open Door Repertory Theatre, which is right here in Oak Park, there will be a special multimedia presentation on the story behind the movie, The Creation of The Wizard of Oz. So you might want to check that out. It should be a lot of fun. And you can get more information at opendoorrep.org. And, of course, as we are running up on our 10th anniversary, our next show will be April 15th. And this is when TTDY goes sci-fi. That's right, we are going to be paying tribute and recreating some classic science fiction radio shows from that area because sci-fi was big in those days. And we'll be honoring two very well-known American sci-fi authors, Isaac Asimov and Ray Bradbury. So come and join us as we take a trip to visit a science center where computers can not only talk, but perhaps they can even read our minds. And of course, a visit to Mars is just like coming home. So join us on April 15th, Sunday, right here at 2 o'clock for that tribute to sci-fi shows. And then on May 6th, we will reprise one of our favorite and fun shows. You'll be entertained by Cary Grant, Betty Hutton, Phil Harris, Burns and Allen, Jack Benny, Kate Smith, Cass Daly, Denny Kaye, and a whole cast of other celebrities as they entertain our soldiers from World War II in the best of command performance. So you can check out our website, ttdyradio.com, for the latest updates and show information. And now for the cast of those thrilling days of yesteryear. Playing our announcer and William Kennedy and Uncle Henry, Lars Timbach. William Keeley, Muscle number 2, and the head leaky guard, Tim Baker. Playing the role of Dorothy and Judy Garland, Pam Turlow. John Corona. Zeke and the Cowardly Lion, Craig Gustafson. Professor Marvel, the Doorman, the Guard, and the Wizard, Evan Cater. Annie, Glinda, and Libby Collins was played by Julie Rogers Baker. Gulch and the Wicked Witch, and the wonderful Paula Stone, Diane Ledley. Mr. Gallagher on his cowl, the Munchkin number 4, the page, Aaron Wolfenson. With special appearances by the Munchkin number 1, Joey Baker. The Munchkin Mayor, Shane Franz. Tondo, the Munchkin number 3, and the Woman in Emerald City, Bryn Craig. And no radio show would be complete without the synchronous sound effect stylings of Julie Rogers Baker and Eric Wolfenson. Special thanks goes to the magnificent musical magic of Lex McCauley on piano. And I'm your producer and director who also played the Scarecrow, Ben Dooley. We'd like to extend our thanks to you, the audience, for once again helping our show to come alive and for living those thrilling days of yesteryear so that we could bring them back to you. Thank you.